In 2014, a new era for Godzilla and King Kong was made, called the MonsterVerse. This would follow up with another 3 movies before here we are now, bringing Godzilla vs. Kong, being the 4th installment in the MonsterVerse franchise, and hopefully not the last. It has been 60 years since these two iconic kaijus have fought on the big screen. Well, I guess it was the big screen. I don't know if it was in theaters or not, so, don't blame me or something. Anyhow, this is Godzilla vs. Kong. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I know I've never done this on my channel before, but here's a little story time and some background on how I got to know this movie was coming out. So picture me 5 years younger. I was probably like 10 or 9 years old. I was chilling in after school with some of my friends when I saw them on the school iPads watching some sort of trailer for a movie. I came in a little closer and I saw this wasn't an actual trailer, but it was actually a fan-made trailer, if you will. It looks something like I'm about to show you on the screen, or what you're watching right now. It was a movie, it was a trailer for a movie called Godzilla vs. King Kong, something like that. At the time, Kong Skull Island wasn't even out yet. Godzilla 2014 was still somewhat new, and I really thought there was going to be Godzilla vs. Kong movie because of this, and yeah, it was kind of like a rumor at the time. Godzilla vs. Kong is a movie about Godzilla finally turning bad for some reason, and they don't know why. So it's up to Kong to stop him, and they go through a variety of different places, and they do a variety of different things. They learn a lot along the way. There's multiple different subplots, main plot that converges into a final battle that seems very satisfying. And so yeah, it's all in all a pretty good film, and yeah, let's start talking about the good of the movie. The main big good thing about this movie is the monster fights themselves. Okay, let's go over the problems the last movies had. Godzilla 2014, very little monster fights. Kong didn't have any real problems. It's just, Kong was just fighting skull crawlers, and that's okay. It's just not like King Ghidorah or anything. Which brings us to the next movie, King of the Monsters. The fights were too hard to see for me. And now this movie. The fights are spectacular. You can trust me on that. Another thing I noticed, and probably only I can appreciate this, is that the directors and makers of this movie understood the importance of this movie. Yes, they made a very stupid and silly movie where, a monkey and a giant lizard fight, but then again, it has its importance. It has the mythology. This is an ancient rivalry, and just like real life, Godzilla and King Kong have an ancient rivalry dating back, 60 years. So yeah, I need to stop talking about that. But yes, this is very important, and I can really appreciate for them to do that. And there's also some nice jokes thrown into the movies. The humans aren't like super annoying like the past couple of movies. Kong actually had some good human characters, but besides that, the humans don't really drag as much as they did for, like King of the Monsters, for example. There's some nice jokes thrown in here and there, and best of all, there's a pretty solid runtime of just under 2 hours. I think in the middle, or the mixed parts about the film that you can either like or dislike, is definitely the logic of the movie itself. Okay, the logic's a little absurd, but I don't really come into theaters watching for a giant monkey versus a giant dinosaur to expect like very realistic logic, I think their existence alone is just enough to prove that the logic in this movie is just bad, but that's okay. That's kind of why we come. And for the bad parts about this movie, it's just the humans themselves. I mean, we don't come to these movies to see humans, but some of these characters just kind of drag. I said they were less bad, but I didn't mean they were totally good by all means. They still have a lot of improving to do, and until that, I think these movies are just great. They're not spectacular, they're not 10 out of 10, but they're working on it, and they're clearly doing a better job as they go. And my final takes on the movie is that this is just one of the best films you'll ever see. In terms of entertainment, that is. This movie does not make any sense. for me, but I'm really happy. Like I said, I've waited 5 years for this to come out, and to see it finally come out and just surpass expectations just makes me really, really happy. So overall, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 for a movie. I think I watched this with my friend, and he just said it's a 9 out of 10, and I'm like 8.5. Okay, fine, I'll give it a 9. And in terms of entertainment, it's 10 out of 10. You're not gonna find a more entertaining movie. If you want to see more stuff like this, guys, be sure to leave a comment on which movie you want me to review next or something like that. Anyways, thank you, subscribe, peace.